in those areas because we're having to pay a higher cost of capital than any other continent, even in the same business, similar business, same sector. And you can't accuse us of being inefficient when one element, which is crucial, which is capital, is brought to the continent, to our countries, at a much, much higher cost, injecting a higher cost of doing business in our countries. So I was very delighted that the two of us are aligned in those areas. And on a global level, I think there are things that we understand that the changes in the geopolitical situation does affect Africa, does affect our countries, and we need to remain strong to ensure that as countries, as a continent, we can manage those challenges much better and ensure that our economies continue to grow. The issues around, obviously, us working together more, Ghana and Zambia, not just presidents, but businesses, individuals, families, you're already doing it. But I think let's extend that to investment for the mutual benefit of the Ghanaian people and the Zambian people. I will not spend too much time around these issues, but really to say we intend and we're desirous of deepening our cooperation and using that as a building block towards the Africa Free Trade Area. And we're very happy that Ghana is hosting the Secretariat for the Africa Free Trade Area, and Zambia will do everything to support Ghana to succeed in that area. I think the spirit of Pan-Africanism will only mean something to the Ghanaians and Zambians and Africans when leaders, ministers like those seated in this room are able to deliver education for our people, able to deliver job opportunities, especially for our youthful population, and business opportunities. I believe that Mr. President will cover a lot of other things that we agreed or we want this team to pull together in a structured way. Otherwise, Your Excellency, my dear brother, and your team, we're very, very happy to have you here in Zambia, in Lusaka. This is your town, this is your country, and feel free as we complete our formalities. We also want some of you to come back with your families to do some holiday instead of always going to Europe. Come and do your holidays in Zambia, Big Falls, the game, and the same for Zambians to have their holidays in Ghana. I think these are small things that matter a lot. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is now my distinct honor to invite His Excellency, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, to deliver his opening remarks. Sir, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. And let me express my appreciation for the hospitality that has been extended to us since we arrived yesterday. I want to thank you for the warm welcome we received at the airport, the enthusiasm of the people, the dancing, the Ghanaian community were there, and we really felt very welcome and at home. We're happy to be here in the State House to discuss issues of bilateral relations between Ghana and Zambia. As you rightly said, Mr. President, the relations between Ghana and Zambia have been historic, based on the early relations between our two presidents. President Kaunda and President Nkrumah were friends and comrades in the African liberation struggle, and Ghana virtually became the headquarters for all the freedom fighters, especially after our president declared that the independence of Ghana was meaningless unless it was linked with the total liberation of the African continent. Our forebears fought the battle of liberation from colonial domination, and they called for us to come as a united continent instead of different countries. I think that today we can appreciate that call even much better, because Ghana will be 70 years would be celebrating 70 years of independence next year, and we all can see, as the first sub-Saharan African country to become independent, if we look at the trajectory that the African continent has taken, the divisions that were created between us by the Berlin Conference has made us not able to develop at an optimal speed and create the kind of prosperity that we need for our people. And so today we can understand that we need to forge even closer links, both in terms of our continental body. But in my discussion with President Chilema, we agreed that we should strengthen bilateral relations even more across regions. And so while we cooperate at the continental level, bilateral relations between countries can make a very big difference. I met the Ghanaian community yesterday in the evening, and they asked me to extend their appreciation and thanks to you and your government for the very kind hospitality that you afford them. They say they feel comfortable and at home. And as you yourself have said, some of them were multinational families because the wives were Zambian and the husbands were Ghanaian, or vice versa. And like you said, that is the best way to build relationships. Half Zambian, half Ghanaian, but all African. And so we wish to thank you very much. They are thriving, they are doing well, and they feel at home here. Incidentally, Ghana and Zambia seem to be on the same trajectory. We've been dealing with economic challenges, and we both went into debt restructuring, negotiations with the official creditor committees and all that. And we've all been implementing reforms, economic reforms, to try to establish fiscal consolidation. And so in that sense, Zambia and Ghana are on the same trajectory. And so there's a lot that we can learn from each other and a lot of experiences we can share. As my brother said, the time you afforded us together made us cover a lot of ground. And I agree with him that actually the meeting is over because we've made our minds up about what we want to do. We discussed issues to do with the mining industry, like Mr. President said, because both of us have a mining industry that faces the same challenges. We have issues of artisanal mining, small-scale mining, and then we have our issues with the large-scale corporate multinational mining companies. And so we discussed a lot of things about how we can share our experiences in that regard. And so it's something that we are determined to do. We have similar issues with agricultural production and marketing of products across countries. We are happy that the AU moved on the issue of continental free trade, but we cannot develop continental free trade in a vacuum unless we develop those bilateral relations that will identify what products we can exchange and create the conditions for us to make those exchanges. And so we think that even though we have the Permanent Joint Commission, we must enhance the relationship to a new level. And it will allow us to share best practices, to be able to have a consistent dialogue with each other, and to have direct, experiences in all sectors. And so we have to go beyond political dialogue and go into economic consolidation and bilateral economic relations between our two countries. We believe that a kind of enhanced economic partnership agreement, or whatever you technocrats will eventually call it, which is higher than just the political dialogue and the Permanent Joint Commissions, will be the way to go, so that we share lived experiences in real time. And so we are determined to rekindle the spirit between our two countries, to recapture the cooperation that existed between our two first presidents, in order that we win the next battle of economic transformation and creating prosperity for our two people. And so I want to thank the President very much for this invitation, and to say that I'm sure this visit will enhance the relations between us, and also to, even though you visited us a while back, to extend an invitation again to you to visit while I'm president. I know that you're going to be busy between now and the elections, and I wish you good luck in the elections, and we'll come back and celebrate with you. Thank you.
Please subscribe, like, and share.